Yo, SojuTalk Nation. On this week's episode, we'll be covering hot releases from Verivery, Oh My Girl, and 17. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including the twice Jihyo and Kang Daniel dating bombshell, double SM news with the treatment of NCT's Chinese members, and the creation of an SM superboy group. Finally, on the burners, we got the escalation of the Produce X101 rigging controversy and an update on Twice's Mina. So prepare your body, open up that bag of snacks, because it's SojuTalk's 1 year anniversary. Hit me with that intro. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 46, and we're recording on Monday, August 5th, 2019. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Leave us feedback and questions at SojuTalkPodcast@gmail.com. Take us on the road or to work with iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Yo, last week, we announced that we reached 100 people on the Discord. Yo, we are up to 117 people in it.
Oh, bro.
Still going up.
Yo, so if you're not in it, you're missing the party. Link is down below. All right, so we got big announcement this week, right?
We do?
When you are listening
Yes,
to
we
this
do.
podcast, the day we release on August 7th will be SojuTalk's 1 year anniversary.
Oh.
So I'm gonna give a little comment on us reaching 1 year. If you're not interested in this, please fast forward like 3 minutes, because I feel like this is kind of important to us.
Oh, my.
But I'm gonna start off and saying, like, I cannot believe we made it to this point. Like, it's utterly shocking. And whether it's your first time joining us or you're 46, I want to thank you on behalf of the SojuTalk crew.
Yes.
And I felt that this would be a good point to reiterate some of our history, because I think some of the newer audience members probably don't know our history together. So we started this podcast because of our love of K-pop and our friendship with each other.
Yes.
Yeah, as some of you know, I met Warren and Anita for the first time at the University of Michigan back in 2015 when they joined the Korean drumming club that I was a member of for the past couple of years. I quickly became friends with Anita because, we had the common interest of K-pop. That was the basis of our friendship. And over time, we were able to convert Warren over to the dark side.
Hi.
So I graduated from grad school and moved back to New Jersey about 2 years ago. And over the following year, to be honest, we kind of fell out of contact a little bit with each other. It's like 100% my own fault, as I'm admittedly really bad at keeping in contact with people. It's one of my worst flaws. But fast forward to around last year about this time, I was working a desk job in New York City, listening to podcasts on the daily, and I just had the thought that starting a podcast with the crew would be something fun to do. We would be able to talk with each other and hang out just like we did in Ann Arbor, watching music videos in my apartment all those years ago.
Man.
That was the basis of our friendship, honestly. But I asked and they agreed without any hesitation. But that's pretty much the really abridged version of our history of our podcast. And it's been a wild ride. But before I finish, there's some people that need to be thanked. All right, first, Warren.
Oh, hi.
Thank you for editing our videos and always being down to listen to my crazy ideas. Whether it's 5 in the afternoon or 5 in the morning, you are always there for me. I appreciate not only your creative abilities, but our friendship with each other.
Oh, man. This is
Anita, thank you for putting up with me and Warren. You really don't have to. You have the patience of a saint and have been a real calming force and voice of reason in our lives ever since we met you all those years ago.
Yes.
To our friends and family, you have supported us from the very beginning, and I can't tell you how much that means to us.
Thank you.
Iris and Jenny, if you're listening, thank you for being around to help us get started in the beginning. We'll forever be grateful for what you've done for us.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Iris.
And finally, to the SojuTalk Nation. Yo,
what's up, everybody?
you guys are the real reason we do this. You drive us to provide the best content on a weekly basis and push us to improve not only the show, but as individuals. Your kind words, encouragement, and engagement are truly the backbone of this podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, lastly.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah, thank
Doug.
me.
I didn't know. This is why you said don't select all on the speech.
I know, because I was hiding the comments about you guys. But
Oh, my God.
lastly, an announcement. So this is a kind of a major one. So our next major milestone is obviously episode 50. And I know we
Bruh.
said before our spring break that season 2 would start when we came back from the spring break, but honestly, not much has changed, right? let's be
Nothing
frank
has
here.
changed.
Yeah.
But I can promise you that episode 50, which is the first week of September, will bring the largest changes to SojuTalk in the history of this show. So I want everyone to get hyped because we got a ton of things planned for the future, and I'm excited to share them with the nation. Does any
Well, Doug.
okay? Okay.
Oh.
Um,
oh.
I don't have a speech written, so I'm gonna make that on the spot.
darn.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's, first of all, I don't think it's 100% your fault, that we started getting distant with each other.
It was rough.
It was rough for all of us, like
I mean, we were used to seeing each other like 3 times a week, and it went down to 0, obviously. And it's just
3
kinda-
times a week, buddy. Whoa, you're lowballing this. I saw you every day at one point.
I know.
all that being said, it's been a great ride. It's been wonderful.
I'm-
You have been a wonderful human being. Same with you, Anita. I'm
thank
not gonna
you.
go too much detail into that because I'm not great at being cringy.
Apparently I'm great at that then.
I'm you guys are wonderful people. I need to be drunk to truly thank everybody. Anita confirms this. But we recently hit cross-platform through all platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all that. We recently reached 60,000 downloads/views. I feel like that's
Wow.
kind of crazy. I
That's
feel
crazy.
like that's super crazy.
Yeah.
We're just like
Um,
3 derpy kids with microphones. Like to be honest.
To be honest, I thought we'd be hitting about 1,000 at this point.
yeah.
I want to thank everybody. It's been a wild
Thank
ride, and it's gonna
you.
be even more of a spicier.
Oh.
Oh man. Anita, you got any closing remarks about the 1-year anniversary?
Well, I won't make this very long, but I guess thank you to you guys for just being funny and I don't know, you guys kind of bring me out of my shell, especially with this podcast.
Bro, there
Oh,
So I
honestly
appreciate
there's
that.
been so much growth on Anita's like extrovertedness within the last year. No, let's be honest here.
That's true. But I don't know, it's been really fun for me. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. It gets stressful sometimes, but it's not because we really care about this, and we really appreciate everybody who listens, everybody who has been with us from the beginning or has just joined us.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Happy birthday to all of us!
Yes.
We're a year old
Yay.
now. Oh my god.
All right, but in terms of shout outs this week, Warren, so this is now we're back to the regularly scheduled program, okay? Warren had one of the strangest indirect fan interactions ever. So I'm going to let you explain what happened.
So one of the libraries / student centers hangouts things. I was walking past it. Was it like evening or something?
It was late at night, dude. And
It was late at
for
night.
everyone at home, Warren's still at Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. So this happened around there.
Yeah, I'm working around here, and I was doing stuff at night. And then I get up to leave, and I'm walking out, and then there's a front desk and a student's working there, and they have
Mhm.
2 screens open. I'm just like, whatever. And then on one side it's Minecraft. I'm like, and the other side it's our YouTube video.
Oh,
I'm like,
snap.
what? I'm just like, what? That's
Wow.
us 3. I did a double take because our 3 circles were there, and I was like, bam.
But
Man.
so shout out to the member of the nation. Like you probably know
Yo.
who you are at this point, but I know it's a little creepy that Warren didn't say anything, but you probably
I was scared. I was shy.
you probably don't know what Warren looks like yet, so it's understandable on all fronts. But that's pretty mind-boggling that Warren saw someone watching us in public.
It's crazy. The world is small. We live in a very
It
tiny
is.
world. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But in terms of other shout outs, I want to give a shout out to Maddie on Instagram. She put us in her
Yes.
story, and she really didn't have to, but we're really thankful that she did.
Yo, fam.
Thank you, Maddie.
And then finally, friend of the show, Derek, he left us another question at the end in regards to Area 51, Naruto running, and K-pop. So y'all want to stick around for that at the end of the show.
Bro, we keeping it dank in here. We keeping it juicy and dank.
And then finally, in terms of content that will be coming out on our YouTube channel, Warren has a quick announcement.
I do? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
while-
you do.
I do. A while back, so we mentioned Iris earlier. She joined me like last December for a special rap video. We're doing that again. I thought it'd be fun to do like a tier list video. I know nobody does them anymore, but I was like, why not? We're doing another tier list video with rappers, with Korean rappers. So it's gonna be going out in 2 parts. The first episode should be dropping with this episode. It'll be on YouTube. Go check it out. It's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Iris.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm bad at endings.
All right, well,
Yay.
I'm just gonna transition then. So
Good.
finally, let's get into the big new releases from this week. So there was 3 releases, all pretty big. So back on July 24th, Wednesday, Verivery came out with Tag Tag Tag, and today, July 29th, Monday, we had Oh My Girl with Bungee and 17 with Hit. So let's start off with one of Anita's favorite rookie groups, Verivery
Yes.
with Tag Tag Tag. I'm gonna give you the floor first because I think you're the most qualified to talk about this.
Yes. Well, this video scared me. Have you seen it? If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. But you should watch it with the lights on in broad daylight, and I don't know, around people that you care about and make you feel safe. Because this video scared me, and it started off really, really nice, really interesting. Nothing creepy about it, but as it progresses, it's a little disturbing. I won't ruin anything, but you should check it out if you haven't yet. As far as the song itself, I would say that it's not my favorite release from them, but I still feel like it has that old school vibe that I really like. I'm just all for it that they're keeping that retro sound.
I
so
wrote on
far.
my notes late 80s, early 90s R&B vibe. That's what I got from this
for
song.
sure.
So
Yeah, I think I like it. I like it overall. It's not my favorite, but I like it overall. And I've seen a live stage that was released recently, and I don't know. I feel like their dancing is very underrated. It's really good.
yeah. So some
listen
background
more.
information about Verivery. They're from Jellyfish Entertainment. They debuted on January 9th of this year. Their 2 past songs were Ring 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 and From Now. Personally, I do like this song, but it's my least favorite out of the 3.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's still pretty good, though.
It's still
I
really
would say
catchy. It's still very
good.
catchy. And they're, I think, one of the most promising rookie groups right now
Yes.
in terms of the male side. Okay, I know Warren's been very silent.
Oh. No. I agree with everybody. Why the fight?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you
You
told us
worry
today
me.
on Facebook that you're ready for some spiciness today, right?
Oh yeah, the other songs, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Yes.
Does this group have 6 members or 7 members?
That is a
What?
tremendous question.
Wait, hold on. Let me count
Hold
them
on.
off in my head.
Yeah, if you guys watched the music video,
There's 7.
What?
7 members?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, that creepy music video, yo.
did it confuse you?
Yeah. Okay, spoilers alert. Yo, at the end, I was like, is that a member? Is that a ghost? Like,
It is okay.
The-
I'm gonna explain a little bit. I think the storyline in the music video is that one of the members gets switched, right?
Mhm.
So it is a member, but one member gets
Ooh.
left behind in the house, and one of the, I guess, spoiler alert, the ghost that's barefoot switched with him in the end, if that makes sense.
Man.
while you were saying that, I got goosebumps like 3 times. I was
It
like,
really
oh.
scared me.
There's like
But
Yo.
it's impressive. I really like how they did this.
K-pop is getting like there's a lot of lore is the best word to call it in
Yeah.
K-pop now. Like the
Yes.
Luniverse is intense. I've tried to look up some of
Yes.
it. They're starting to go with like a lore type of thing too, I believe. So I think it's good because as a casual, I'm like, this is interesting. But if you're deep into the fandom, it's more content for you to absorb, which is cool too. And a
I
good
was like-
talking conversation point.
I was like watching the music video, and honestly speaking, I wasn't paying much attention. Honestly, I had the music video playing on one screen. I was like looking at my phone, just replying to people. And that turning point in the music video, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, yo, bro, let me enjoy my New Jack Swing with like.
Yeah, it's like if you just listen to the audio version and there wasn't like a creepy switch or anything, you would not expect this to be the music video to this at all.
It's
That
good.
being
I
said,
like it.
It's a good song though.
It's a good song. I like it. It's yeah.
All right, let's now move
Everything-
on
yeah,
to
great.
Oh My Girls Bungee. So some quick information. Oh My Girls from WMM Entertainment, also home to Iceone's Icheon. Shout out to Cheon. But this group debuted in 2015. Their last 3 releases were the 5th season, Remember Me, and Secret Garden. So I'm going to let Warren talk about Bungee because he really digged the 5th season. So I want to know what he thinks about Bungee.
You know what? I got into Oh My Girls because of 5th season. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those few idol albums where I'll listen to the whole album, not just a couple B-side tracks. I'll like keep the album on repeat because I really, really dig this album. Like all the B-side tracks, it's consistent. It flows really well. I like it. And then they were like, "We're dropping a repackage album." I was like, "Great! More content for me to absorb of this kind." And it was not the same kind of music, so I was really like, "What happened here?"
You know,
I was surprised. I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting something more like the 5th season. So I was, in that aspect, I was kind of let down.
mm-hmm.
On the other hand, the song itself it's fine.
The song is, yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that Oh My Girl is my guilty pleasure that gives me cavities. Do you know what I mean? Like, their songs, admittedly, I'm not the biggest Oh My Girl fans, but I will admit that almost every single one of their songs I think is a bop. Like, back from Windy Day on. Like, I count for most of their content.
Their debut was my favorite.
So I'm a Seunggi fan. She's my bias in the group. But yo, more and more, Mimi, the blonde rapper, is standing out to me in their songs.
Yo, her performance this comeback was really good.
Really good.
Really good. Like she like evolved. Like this is like the 3rd evolution of her Pokemon level. Like this is great.
But I want to say like this is clearly a summer release. You know what I mean? And there's like a trope in K-pop where you release a summer song and it doesn't have to be that good and you get a free pass on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, summer's the one season in K-pop where people just release like summer songs that they know will not be like mega hits, but they're like, it's all right. We're just releasing content, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sistar used to do it. You could say Uju Sonyo did it with their last release.
It's kind of like fan servicey too. It's like everybody likes this. Yeah,
I kind of like the song. I definitely do not like this more than the 5th season. I think the 5th season might be their best song in their whole history. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I really love that song. Bungee though, it's a good song. It's a solid girl group summary song. Like
I like the pun. It's kind of cute, you know. Like I'm falling in love by Bungee jumping. I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Anita, you got any additional comments about this song?
I don't know. I was just gonna say that I feel like it's just very summery, and maybe that's why I feel like it fits. Like I don't know. The outfits, the colors of the video were very bright, very cheery, very sweet.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I wouldn't say that it's something shocking or amazing, but it's definitely fits the genre, the
season.
Yeah. So it's all good.
It's one of those things where summer songs are generally pretty good and they're very safe to do. You know what I mean? I don't think we've ever seen like a terrible summer song. Right? Like I can't think of one off the top of my head. But at the same time, it limits you in how good the song is gonna be at the same time, I would say. Because it's not like there's like, other than maybe a couple Sistar songs, there's no summer songs that become like mega hits. You know what I mean? Like all-time bangers.
Right.
No.
It's a very safe thing to do. But now let's move on to 17's hit. So 17's out of Pledis. They debuted in 2015, just like Oh My Girl. Their recent releases, you got Home, Getting Closer, and Oh My. Yo, Oh My. They're dancing in this song. Jesus. Their dance synchronization is like epic tier. Like, straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
And you know how we said with 101 going away, there was like a fight to become top tier. I don't know if there's a hot take. 17's a top tier guy group.
Oh, yes. Like, of course.
Okay. I didn't think of it that way, but I don't disagree.
Okay, and I'm going to say that this song is better with the music video.
I agree. And I wanted to point out that for some reason, the cinematography or the transitions between frames, it somehow reminded me of NCT 127's Superhuman.
Okay,
and I don't know what it is. Something about the colors or I don't know. It seems very very clean,
Is that like
super clean.
it's got that like future little, like the Tron
little
vibe
bit,
again. Like
yeah.
we've had it with NCT, we've had it with SF9, and now we're getting it with. Wait, did I say 17? No, I did, right? I said no. NCT, SF9, and 17. Okay,
Yeah.
Oof, got my groups together. I do like this song. It's very heavy on the instrumental, right? Like that's like the whole thing. Because honestly, I don't think they could sing with the intensity of the dance moves. Like the dance moves are crazy. Now, Warren,
Hi.
what do you think of this?
I'm gonna start by saying I agree with most of the things you said. I like the music video; it's very trendy. I like the choreo; it's wonderful, it's beautiful. I even like the vocal performance of the singers, of the members. It's great. It's 17. Every time I come back, it's like, wow, you guys
Are
are
you gonna
like...
comment on the rapping?
No, even the rapping. Vernon is great.
Okay.
Everything about the song is great except the song.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Explain.
This.
Okay. Here are three characteristics that define 17 for me. First of all, number one is their very well balanced like skill level, which and consistently very high.
Yep.
Right.
With the units for sure, you can tell.
Right. And then number two is somehow them having 13 members and that working out. Right.
Yeah.
And then my third characteristic that defines them is very peak trendy music videos / songs, very clean cut, but really trendy, modern, that kind of stuff. And that's what they did with Home. That's what they did with like every comeback that I've witnessed so far. They've gone back in time with this comeback, I feel like. With the song. Because I feel like here's why I'll never be a solid music critic, because I hate certain genres with a passion, and one of them is Dutch House and Big Room. These are like specific EDM genres, right?
Yeah, you don't like EDM.
No. I love EDM. I love tech house. I love techno. I love a lot of future bass, future house. Big Room and Dutch House are two genres I hate with a passion, and this is Big Room and just I was like, why?
It is a little busy as a song. You know what I mean? Like
I think for the genre they're trying to do, it's not even busy. I was going into the music video. I was seeing the the visual level of the video, and I was like, ooh, okay. I feel like they're gonna do like tech house or future house. The new and poppin' kind of genres in EDM nowadays. And I saw something that was like big, like 7 years ago at this point. And I was like,
How do you like the song in relation to Stray Kids Side Effects? Because they also both have heavy drops.
I don't honestly, I don't remember that song right now, to be honest.
Okay. Anita, how
do
you
know I'm not the world's biggest fan of Stray Kids.
Anita, how do you feel in relation to Stray Kids Side Effects?
I think, well, I might be a little biased because if I remember correctly, I mentioned before that particular song, it felt very disorienting. And I still
especially
feel like
the chorus.
The chorus, especially the chorus where it really drops and it truly becomes EDM like completely. I still have like lukewarm feelings about that. I would say that I prefer this type of EDM.
I completely agree with you. I think there is a heavy drop here, but at least they utilize it with dance moves. Because our main problem with Side Effects was they just did like the shaky thing where they all just kind of convulsed in different ways, and then they just walked in a circle, if I remember, and we were like,
it was complicated.
That's it. But this one, I think they like. At the end of the day, 17 is like a performance group, right? It's like more than the music with them for sure, and I do appreciate the song a lot more with the music video. And I do think if you're into this type of music, of course you're going to think this is great. But I could completely see why someone like Warren is not the biggest fan of this song.
I went back and checked Side Effects. Side Effects is actually a different genre with EDM. That's techno. And that I feel like is like kind of a different game. So I'm like, it's kind of whatever. This, I was like, it was a well-made song. I'll give you that. It was really wonderfully layered. It was great.
Man, I just like 17 though. They're just so solid. They're just so solid.
They're amazing.
All right, but I think that covers up the big new releases for this week. Let's move into the show winners. So 3 shows did not have a show or a chart. So there was no show champion, M Countdown, or show music core. But on the 3 that did happen, we had some interesting stuff take place. So first one, on the show, which happened on July 30th, CIX got their first win ever with Movie Star.
Wow.
It took them just 7 days after
That's
their
so
debut.
fast.
Wow, she wants it. She wants it.
I know we were big fans of that song, so shout out to CIX.
Yes.
Shout out.
That's a big move for
Congratulations.
C9 Entertainment too to get this win.
Definitely.
Dang.
So and then on Music Bank, which was on Friday, EXO Sechan won with What a Life. That's surprising. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not that surprised. EXO fans are.
I know EXO fans are
Underestimate.
maybe I'm underestimating, but like unit songs generally don't like win everything, right? So
That's true.
I mean, this song didn't win everything, but I'm just surprised that a unit song could do so well, I would say. Lastly, on Inkigayo on Sunday, Ben won the second week in a row for Thank You for Goodbye, which is a ballad song. Warren, what can you say? But it's a ballad song. Please listen to it. I'm a big fan of Ben.
Oh!
She's
You know what
great.
happened? You know what happened in this episode of Inkigayo?
What happened?
Huh?
They showed the comeback,
Oh.
debut teaser for Rocket.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
also when this shows,
Exciting.
I know we'll talk about releases for this coming week at the end of the show, but Rocket Girls is debuting on Wednesday
Rocket
as
Punch!
well. Oh god, Rocket Punch.
Not Rocket Girls! How dare you!
I'm sorry, wrong country.
How dare you, young man!
But Rocket Punch will be debuting on Wednesday, which has Warren's Ultimate Bias Jury, so please check that out, of course.
Shooty.
But now let's move into what we're currently listening to. So, you know how I said I will update you on my feelings on ITZY's Icy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can already see where this is going already.
This is, in my perspective, a grade A banger. I'm so into this song now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I've listened to this song, it's been a week, so 7 days, at least 20 times, I want to say, in the last week.
Wow.
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 That's a lot.
And
of
I've seen
times.
all the variety shows ITZY's been on too in the last week. I watched Idol Room, I watched Anan Hyungnim, and I watched the Mafia show that Yena's on too. I've seen all of that.
I feel like you like ITZY a lot now.
I really like ITZY.
Aww.
Like, I'm a Yeji bias, but Yuna's wrecking that a little bit lately. But the
Yo,
other things
whenever-
okay, keep
Whenever
on.
Yuna makes that big smile,
I know,
her
right?
big mega kilowatt smile, I'm like, girl, smile. You beautiful girl.
But
Bruh.
the other things I've been listening to, they're ballads, so don't listen, Warren. It's Taeyeon's All About You and Shipsenchi, also known as like, so if you wanted to type it, you could type it's a 10, like the numbers, and then CM. So Shipsenchi is how you say it in Korean. Lean on Me. So the thing both of those songs share, number one, they're both ballads. Number two, they're both from the OST of Hotel de Luna, which I am so deep into right now.
Oh my god.
So that's a drama that stars IU and Yeojungu. IU, okay, we all know IU's pretty, right? Her visuals in
Yes.
this drama have upgraded somehow. I don't know how that happened. Her acting has upgraded. So Hotel de Luna, I'm not going to spoil any of the plot points, but it's like a whimsical sort of Tim Burton-y fantasy drama.
Tim
Oh.
Burton. Oh my god.
It has Tim
okay.
Burton vibes, and it's like a Tim Burton musical score going along with it. Very whimsical, like orchestral
Really?
score that goes on with most of the scenes.
Is that how you describe Tim Burton? Because I describe Tim Burton as creepy.
It is a little bit creepy too. It deals with
Halloween.
like
Ah.
the main thing is there's a hotel where the people who've died and their souls haven't gone to the afterlife kind of congregate before they go to the afterlife. That's what this is about.
Oh, so that's the plot. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, that's
that sounds
kinda-
very.
Yeah. So it's
Burton-y.
it's really interesting. It reflects a lot of, I believe, Buddhism motifs as well in it, and it's a great drama. You should check it out. I think they're on episode 7 or 8. All of it's English subbed. You can look it up online. Other songs that are, the whole soundtrack's great, but other artists that have songs on the soundtrack are Monday, Kids Punch, Yang Dael, and Haze all have songs on it as well. So check out
Ooh.
Hotel de Luna. Highly recommend it. All right, Warren, what have you been listening to?
I'm looking at my list right now. I'm wondering which order I should go in. I'll start with this. Odonerim released the album called Cyber Lover. It's been about like 3 months since it's been released, and I just I just couldn't find a good time to like talk about it. And I was listening to it earlier this week, and I was like, this is really underrated. It's his second full-length album. I feel like it's a lot of people don't like Olano, right? Because of his style, you know, it sounds very heavily auto-tuney the way he
Mhm.
sings to begin with. Even without
Mm.
auto-tune, it sounds like he's auto-tuned. This album, I feel like he kind of overcame that a little bit. He goes back and forth between rapping and singing very easily, very smoothly. A lot of the times I'm like, which one is it? Are you singing? Are you rapping? I don't know. I like it though. There's as the title is Cyber Lover, so like there's a whole theme about like modern IT technology, social media, love going on. And it's honestly, it's cringy. It's mad cringy, but in a super cute kind of way. It's like super playful.
Hmm.
You know, there's like a whole song about updating your phone. Like I'm like, oh, I need to update my phone to the newest version of iOS. I'm like, okay. It's honestly a really well-made song. I'm probably gonna talk about this again when I have more time. Currently, my favorite Korean R&B album of the year. Really well
Ooh.
made. Really well made.
Wow.
Second is there's an artist called Supercell. For those of you guys who might be familiar with Supercell, the group / crew used to be popular in the early 2010s. Their first album was a Vocaloid album, so that kind of shows how old that group is. They haven't released a lot of things in a while, and they have this specific color to them. It's very, very melancholic. Every song they do is very melancholic, but somehow like really upbeat and really energetic. And they released a new song, #Love, featuring Ann and Gaku. No idea who these two new kids are. It's a wonderful, wonderful song. And you're listening, and there's like a part where it's like, you know, they're kind of like fighting about stuff because they can't, you know, like say that they love each other yet, you know, because they're like, sorry, I should probably explain. Ann and Gaku are like, they're two different singers, a male and a female, and the whole song is about the two of them early relationship, and then from like a small mistake, the guy says "I love you," and the girl's like, "What did you just say?" And the guy's like, "Nothing, ignore it." And the girl's like, "Well, no, I heard that." And the guy's like, "No, you heard nothing." And the girl's like, "No. And then they're like, oh, "I love you." And I was like, "Oh, so cute, but it's really cringy." Man, there's a lot of cringy and cute today. Good song. Go check it out. Music video. Yeah, it's a Senkoral. I don't know what that is. Theme song. Go check it out. Show Me the Money. Show Me the Money's on right now. Show Me the Money season 8.
Is it good? Is it good? I haven't watched any. I've seen clips.
Look, we're 2 episodes in. I can't tell you if it's good or bad yet. But I can tell you they're changing up a lot of things from the previous seasons, which kind of had like the similar format system, everything going on. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad yet. So far, I would say it's not as interesting as the other seasons.
Oh.
Whereas I'm seeing a lot of new faces, people I have never heard of before. Some girl had a really cute rap about mosquitoes. That was really interesting. And next week's preview, there was Debo, my man.
Oh.
My man Debo.
Oh, Debo.
And he was in the preview, he was singing a song called Peacock. It's a wonderful song. It's very beautiful, very melodic. It touches your heartstrings like harps being played by fairies above the ground, 50 millikilometers, featuring none other than the guap-colored hair man, Zenedazilla.
Oh my
It's
god.
a wonderful sonata for all the people out there. Very beautiful. Oh my god.
Okay, so
True art form. God of our time. Living legends. Go check him out.
all right, fine.
Sorry,
That covers you, right? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I talked for a long time.
All right. Lastly, Anita, give us your recommendations and / what you've been currently listening to.
Oh, well, most recently, I would say I've been listening to NCT Dreams, Boom. And I feel like I liked the song when I first heard it, but recently I've seen a lot of the live stages, and there was a dance practice video uploaded. And I just want to say that I really like NCT Dreams choreography. They're such good dancers.
They're so good.
They're so good. And I feel like I've been listening to this song a lot because of the choreography. And I don't know. I just want to give them another shout out because this song is really good, and they're really good. And I guess I'm not sure how how long this lineup is gonna last with people that are gonna graduate next year. But
Oh boy.
so far so good. Next, I want to shout out. Oh yeah, so last week I mentioned how I finally started listening to Shiny's latest full-length album, The Story of Light, that was released in 3 episodes. And the second episode, the second album that was released, I feel like my favorite song from that one is Electric. And I would say the main reason why I like this song is because it's one of the only songs in that album that is not in the genre of like house EDM or like, I don't know. It's just very, it sounds very different as a whole in that album, which is I think the main reason why I like it. So if you have the chance, I would listen to this, and I guess instead of being like house and EDM, I would say it's more like, I don't know, the chorus beat is very different. It sounds kind of like retro, but not. It's interesting. I would just check it out just to figure out what kind of genre it is. And then lastly, I've been listening to Crush a lot. And more specifically his first album, his first full-length album. And from that one of my favorite songs is called Whatever You Do, featuring Gray. And I don't know, this song, I feel like Crush hasn't been doing a lot of songs like this lately, but it's very like R&B ballad type. So this starts off with like instrumental like strings in the beginning, and then it goes on with like a very jazzy type of drum. So it's that kind of style. It's very toned down kind of song. There's a choreography that was uploaded when it was released too. Crush is not dancing to it, of course, but
That's a letdown.
Of course.
yeah, I know, but I don't know. I really like this. I like the album as a whole, but this is one of my favorites.
Hey. Guess who has the album? The physical copy.
You.
I do. Are you
Yes.
jealous?
I
It's sold out everywhere.
That's how good it is. I really love his album.
It's a good album.
You good, Anita? That covers you?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
So that's what we've been currently listening to. Let's move on to news and events from this past week. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my God.
So last night, right? Okay. I was watching some Hotel de Luna. I took a nap and then I went and checked out the SojuTalk Discord and everything was on fire, right? Like
boy.
everything was on fire because we had breaking news that Twice's Jihyo and Kang Daniel are reportedly dating.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
All right, so let me go
Congratulations!
through it.
Yes.
Discord has reported that Twice's Jihyo and Kang Daniel are dating. According to Dispatch, they were seen on a date in the neighborhood of Hannam in Seoul on August 1st, and they reportedly began dating in the beginning of the year. The two reportedly met at Kang Daniel's home, and Jihyo drove there in her own car. The two stayed within the neighborhood of Yuet Village. Shout out to Baekhyun.
Oh.
All right. A source close to the two idols shared. An idol Sunbae close to Kang Daniel and Jihyo introduced the two to each other, and it was later revealed that is 2AM's Sulong.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes. Dispatch further reports that Kang Daniel and Jihyo meet over once a week. They were reportedly together on the day before Jihyo flew out of the country for Twice's world tour, and the day after she flew back in. Jihyo also reportedly met with Kang Daniel after a solo debut showcase on July 25th. Dispatch states that Jihyo and Kang Daniel are already an official, in quotation marks, couple. And one of the members reportedly gave her a ride to Kang Daniel's house and returned to pick her up again. Yo, squad. Okay. In response to the report,
Right there.
so this was the initial report. So Twice's agency, JYP Entertainment, and Kang Daniel's agency, Connect Entertainment, stated, "We have seen the report and are checking facts." But later, JYP confirmed that they are in a relationship. They stated, "Jihyo and Kang Daniel are currently meeting each other with good feelings." Later, this is the most recent update. Kang Daniel posted a letter to his fans following the news of his relationship with Jihyo. he had the ability to deny this relationship if he really wanted to, right? In this letter, he completely owned up to it, and his main feelings in this
Good.
letter was that he's
Yes.
worried about the fans who are probably shocked at the news, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what happened, right? Initial impressions, I'm completely happy for them. I think that
Yes.
it's like a power
Yeah.
couple, right? Like
Yes.
this is I'm more hyped about this than I was about Jenny Kai, to be honest with you.
Yo, I'm way more hyped. You kidding?
Way more hyped about this. So this is some interesting foods for thought, I'm gonna call them after the fact. So
Okay.
this batch originally wrote the article on July 20th. You can see it on the article. They say when it was written, when it was released, right? But held onto it for 2 weeks only to release it after the first week sale numbers for Kang Daniel's solo debut were finalized.
Hmm.
Since 90%,
Okay.
since typically 90% of album sales take place in the first week, had this news been released before the debut, people speculate that it would have wrecked his album sales.
I guess that's kind of
Probably.
nice.
So people are so K-Nets are now wondering how convenient it is that this batch held onto an article until 6 million worth of sales happened and dropped it right after the numbers were finalized. And so pretty much what it's saying is that K-Nets are convinced that Kang Daniel's agency convinced, in quotation marks, Dispatch to hold off the news release until the majority of the sales were made. So
Hmm.
Okay.
it kind of makes sense on face level. Other things that people are speculating, did Kang Daniel's former agency LM Entertainment leak this, right? That's one thing.
Hmm.
And I would say in general, fans are really chill about this. They're really happy for them, supportive. Korea is a mixture of chill and a dumpster fire at the same time, right? So there's two major articles people are quoting. One is on what is it called, Warren, again? OSEN. What is that news source? OSEN News. And there's also on Naver. The two articles, people are not happy in those comments. The main feelings were that she's a veteran. He's still technically a rookie. So they think that's a little, which I think is kind of a fair point to be made.
Okay.
Additionally, they say this is right after his solo debut and lawsuit, so the timing isn't very good on this kind of news. And lastly, it's kind of that this trope within K-pop that within Korea at least they're selling a fantasy, and by dating someone they're ruining it.
Yeah.
You know-
I mean, I don't feel like that's really the case with this I was about to say episode. This kind of thing scandal though, because most fans were angry for a different reason. I feel like
And what was that reason?
Which is
most of the so I've been reading up on a lot of the Korean comments, and they seem to be angry about the fact that Kang Daniel is technically a week old in terms of like his debut, right?
Yeah.
solo.
Technically. And people are like, you just changed companies, you had this lawsuit, all these fans supported you, and you were, hanging out with your girlfriend while that was happening. Like,
Yeah, so
bro,
so it's like a timing issue, right? Like it just doesn't. That's what they're
People
saying. It
are
just
like-
doesn't make sense right now.
yeah, people are like,
The
you should be
thing-
humble, you should be working hard, not like dating this girl.
The thing is, though, like, I feel like, I don't know, Doug mentioned, or he sent a picture of Kang Daniel and Jihyo at an award ceremony, right? And the picture obviously happened a while ago, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's pretty sure to say that they've been going out for a while.
No, they say it's at the beginning of the year, so 7 months.
Yeah.
See, I
I mean,
wanna
we're
say
talking about
more.
we're talking about angry people on the internet. Logic ain't gonna work with them.
So
that's the thing.
also the articles, like those sentiments I were giving, so they on Korean news sites they often have a breakdown on like the gender of who's looking at the article plus the age
Right.
distribution. So primarily the first article was 41% women in their 30s. The second one was 37% women in their 30s. It means a lot of Nuna fans are hella pissed. Now, Nuna fans are Kang Daniel's base, to be honest, because they have money, which is really what K-pop is about. It's a business, right?
Mhm.
Ooh, pissing off your base is a really interesting. I mean, obviously he didn't want to piss off his base, but it happened, right? Like, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens going forward. But
Here's the thing. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see how much the fandom changes, right? After when he comes back for the second time, which I have at this point, we have no idea when it's gonna happen. Like it should have been happening at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now I have no idea.
Now, I want to give a shout out to iFans. I consider us iFans because obviously we're not in Korea, right? We're just interested in K-pop. iFans have been more chill about this than I think I've ever seen with any kind of dating scandal. Well, this isn't even a scandal. Dating news. Like, let's get this straight. This is news, not a scandal.
Celebration. This is dating celebration.
This is a celebration of two of some of my favorite people in the industry. I'm happy. It's a power couple. It's a David Beckham, Victoria Beckham type of power couple. Jay-Z, Beyonce, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is for K-pop people. This is the level, in my opinion. Now, iFans have been completely chill. I want to say even Korea has been more chill than they usually are.
This is very true. Very true.
Which I think is a great thing going forward because I think we need to get over the fact that K-pop is like a fantasy because at the end of the day, they're still humans, right? Like,
Of course.
now, I get that Korea is a culture based on hard work. You should be working, not like leisure, right? But at the same time, it's like if they can manage what they're doing and still perform at a high level, I have zero qualms with people dating in the industry.
Right.
Now, when they
It's
start
normal.
dating and it hinders their careers and it hinders their artistry and it obviously reflects badly onto their fans, then I have a little bit of issues. But as of this point, there's nothing to suggest that not like there's been any negative consequences of this. Therefore, I think Korea just needs to completely chill out about this, right?
I think it's less about the hard work, leisure kind of stuff. A lot of the comments are talking about keeping it humble, staying humble.
Yeah, okay, I did see that too, where they're like,
Yeah,
Kang
'cause-
Daniel's not the same person he was on Produce. That's like,
right.
the-
Yeah, people were like, "Yo, you're going off demanding this expensive apartment, in the Hannam-dong." At the end of the day, we have no idea what happens in this.
Yeah.
I have no clue if the guy is actually humble or
Yeah,
actually very not humble.
The
But
negative comments are pointing at a couple things. Number one, like he's been mentioning specific luxury brands that they think it means that he wants his fans to give him, right? But that's, I don't know if you could say that. Number two, it's that he apparently demanded to live in that UN village from one of his companies. I'm not sure exactly if that happened. And number three, they're just saying his like overall 느낌 or feeling is a little less humble than it was back in the day. But that's all speculation, honestly. We have no
that's
clue
all
what's going on.
speculation, honestly. And if you feel that way, I'm sorry about that. But like, let the man date. Like he's like what, our age basically, right? Like,
Let's look this up. Real quick.
isn't he like 95, 90? No, he's a 96.
Yeah.
He's a 96.
Oh.
Same age as Anita.
At the same time,
Yeah.
Bro, I want to have a girlfriend. Like, don't you? Dude, we're at the age where like I gotta date a person. I gotta date another human being. Like, just let the man do his thing.
no, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I'm not gonna play devil's advocate here, but I do feel that people who are still building up their rep need to be tread carefully, right? So I do get some of the sentiment that people have about the situation, but at the same time, it's like, as I said, if it's not hindering him as an artist, like who cares?
Right.
But but from SojuTalk's perspective, we are completely happy about this. We wish them all the best of
Go
luck. I hope
for it.
they last longer than 3 months because that seems to be like
Oh,
about
bro.
the shelf life of these idol couples. But we'll
I
see
wonder-
what happens.
I wonder who liked who first. Because like Sudong kind of like can introduce each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, did Jihyo request that,
Oh.
or did like Kang Daniel request that? I'm like, I want to know. Like, man, I
Right.
wish. Yeah, I want to know. though.
But I think that covers our
Why
coverage of this. We'll call this developing, of course. But now let's move on to, I'll call this a little bit more of a serious topic. So we're going to call this section SM and the treatment of NCT's Chinese members.
Ooh,
so
boy.
the actual event that happened this week was, Anita, how do I pronounce the fan base? NCitizens?
And citizens?
Okay, cool. And citizens demand SM Entertainment to treat artists properly due to recent incident involving Renjun. So, SM has gotten themselves in hot situations after fans noticed that Renjun was supposedly left behind alone in the rain without an umbrella at SBS Inkigayo on July 28th. So, okay. I'll explain what happened. So the incident happened when staff from SM Entertainment were seen boarding a car with fellow members Jeno and Chenli without Renjun. It was said that there were 2 cars for NCT Dream. Through a video taken by a fan uploaded on various online communities, Renjun seemed confused and lost as if he was going alone. During the video, Renjun was also seen taking out his phone, calling the manager as if he was not sure where he should be heading. Fans who were present were furious by the treatment of the female staff towards Renjun, as she could have allowed Renjun to board the car before her. So they're pissed at what could have happened. So they say dangerous situations such as Saseng fans gathering around him could have happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a result of this, fans began trending the hashtag. Can you read this in Korean, Morin? I think it's
SM 아티스트 대우 개선해.
yes, which translates to SM asking SM to respect and treat their artists properly.
Yeah.
So that was the major incident that happened this week. This is more piggybacking on a previous incident. So fans were angry at the staff for instructing Renjun not to speak of win-win. So this was back on July 20th. NCT members Renjun, Jaemin, and Chenli held a V-Live for fans. At some point, they began to talk about the group member Win-Win. It was at that moment when fans heard a whispering voice off camera that instructed Renjun not to speak of Win-Win. Judging by the expression of the artist, they were not really happy about this, and it seems that the staff attempted to quiet down a conversation relating to one of their Chinese members. So that was the second event, right? So this is the compounding.
Mm-hmm.
But after the fact, more recently, Renjun clarified that he is not being mistreated, stated managers are like family to him. So they had another V-Live. This was not just the V-Live to apologize. This was just general V-Live. And during it, he stated that there was huge drama-like misunderstanding. So he said that he had gone out to look for his, is it AirPods? Is that what we call them? I don't have Apple phone. I think that's what they're called. Those.
Yes, they're called Apple.
Okay,
AirPods.
AirPods.
Oh my
and
God, dog.
he-
You're
I
a
have a-
millennial.
I have a Samsung phone, and he was confused as to where to go after he found them because they recently changed their license plate. He stated that it was a very embarrassing situation for him, and the managers and staff are close, like brothers and sisters to him. So those were the three things that happened. I don't know if they're mistreating the NCT Chinese members, but at the same time, SM has a history of kind of iffy treatment of Chinese members in general.
Mhm.
Is what I'm gonna say. We could look back to Super Junior with Han Gang as the first Chinese artist to leave the company, Zhao Mi and Henry not being added to the full lineup of Super Junior, right? You can look at the incidents with Chris, Tao, and Luhan all leaving EXO.
Yep.
Lay being pretty much missing from recent promotions. The treatment of Victoria and Amber. Okay.
Messy.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not gonna say all of this is up to SM treating Chinese members wrong in as a whole. I do think that SM has an overall problem with talented and creative individuals at their company. Because they place so much emphasis on control in terms of image and music that anyone who has bigger ideas or want to pursue their own path, SM seems to quell that a little bit. And I think for someone like Amber, that definitely fits in that category.
That's true. I mean, she's explained that before too.
Yeah. I would say though that obviously there's tensions between Korea and China. Most notably, I would say the THAAD situation. So that's thermal high altitude area defense. Essentially what happens is that Korea wanted to have an American missile defense system on Korean soil, and China stated that it could be used to spy on their own missile program. So it raised the tensions between Korea and China. And therefore, Korean public attitude towards some Chinese members was quite hostile.
I mean, it comes down to this, right? Like, we're talking about Korean social, atmosphere, that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, Korea isn't like America where there's 50 different races living together in one country.
Yeah.
Korea is more like we're all Koreans, therefore we live in Korea kind of deal. And that also goes for China. That also goes for Japan. China less so. That's another complicated story. But because of that, we tend to have some racist tendencies in a different way. We're not straight up racist, like, hey, you are race A, you may not enter this restaurant. It's more like, oh, you're race A, therefore you probably think.
Yeah,
this
it's
way.
like biases essentially.
Right. And honestly, I'm a Korean person myself. I talk with Korean people myself. It's improved so much the past couple decades. It's not even funny how fast we're like improving on this. However, this does feel like it's a case where we're like, yo, there seems to be a history with Chinese members being treated this way. At the very least, SM should have like made sure something like this doesn't get portrayed this way. Even if nothing was going on, SM should be like, yo, we're all chill, we're all family, just like that one guy in that V Live is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think in terms of SM, I would say Chinese idols in Korea overall. It's a difficult situation because obviously China is a humongous market, right? And because of the tensions, a lot of these companies can't really do much in China at this point. And
look what happened with Wei Shun V. They're a different group.
I would say in terms of the EXO members, so obviously there's probably some cultural differences because Korea likes to work you to the bone, right? Like if you're not dying, you can perform. That's like the attitude of most things in Korea. There's the kind of attitudes towards it. So I do think that the claims from Chris Tao and Luhan saying that they didn't like care for their health and stuff, it might be a little bit cultural, might be a little SM's fault. I think there's probably both going on. But I think the major thing in those three cases was that there was so much more money to make for them not being in SM and working in China than there was in Korea.
The thing is, like, these Chinese members are frontlining the Chinese fan base and audience, and they're making SM at the end of the day so much money. They're valuable assets. SM should be treating their valuable assets with care.
Yeah, I agree they should be treating them more valuable care, but I think the artists do recognize that if they're not under SM and they have more favorable contracts with other companies within China, they can make more money.
Boom, yeah. Look, I'd leave. Like, I honestly, every time I see a Chinese member, like, getting rumored to, like, leave for China, I'm like, whoa, why? But then again, I'm like, yo, they probably make, like, way more money doing that. Like, I would do that too.
Yeah, but in terms of the treatment of NCT's Chinese members, I would say that the first incidents with him being left in the parking lot, if what he says is true, that's understandable what happened, right? I think
it has been explained, right?
It has been explained. I think the second incidents with them telling them not to speak about a member, that's a little more smoking gun to me.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because I don't think there's any reason for them not to unless they're controlling them. Like, why else would you tell them to not talk about another member of the group? You know, that being said, like, we really don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and we don't have the full explanation of, I would say, the V Live incident. So we can speculate what's going on and if they're being mistreated, but there's no real concrete evidence of anything.
Right.
All we know is that they told them not to talk about something, but obviously there's a reason for that, right? And I would say that we don't know the reason.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, people who run SM are people. They're not demons. They're not They're not devils, right? They probably have some sort of reason that they were probably like forced to do this somewhere upper in the management system.
But as a closing comment, I wish that with the history of SM and Chinese talent at their company, you would think that they would go out of their way to try to avoid any of these bad optics, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a little bit disappointing part. We'll have to see what happens with this because who knows if anything will develop more, but just a bit of an unfortunate situation. All right, next. More happy SM, I would say more happy SM news, right? So SM Entertainment artists Taemin, Kai, Baekhyun, Taeyong, Mark, Lucas, and Ten rumored to be debuting as a super boy group.
Oh.
So according to reports, the group is expected to debut as a concept boy group before the end of the year. It's said that they're preparing to shoot music video teasers, and though they've been seen as a concept group, they're not a special project unit because they're reportedly planning more comebacks after their debut. This super boy group would mark new territory for unit-style groups under SM Entertainment, and it is described as similar to NCT's concept of endless possibilities. So those were the rumors, and then SM responded to it, and they said an official announcement will be released on August 8th.
Man, this is a real big risk move over here. It could be a real big brain move, or it could be a real big tiny brain move. Like, we don't know where.
I'm leaning towards the side as this is going to be epic.
Here's
The
what I
thing is-
think. Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Anita.
go-
No,
no, you
you
go
should go. No,
first.
no, you're the professional with the boycott.
I know. Yeah, Anita, you have to
Anita.
go first.
You have to go first.
The thing is, the first thing that came to mind when I heard about this group, or the lineup at least, is that it reminded me a lot of the group or unit. I don't know how SM advertised this, but there was a project called Max Step
Mhm.
that was released a while ago, and it included basically all the main dancers of all of the active SM groups, including Hyoyeon
Wow.
from SNSD. And of course, I feel like it was advertised as being like a, I don't know, I think it was very similar to this in a sense, because Kai and Timon were in it, and it included other members that were lead dancers and also vocalists, I would say. I don't know if they're gonna go for the same vibe as that group, and I can't be sure that it will be kept up, just because
Yes.
it felt like it was a one-time thing, or like it could have gone for longer, but it didn't really pan out. I'm honestly, I'm not sure what the concept is for this yet, but if it reminds me too much of that.
You know, I'm hoping that it's like, okay, how many guys are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7.
Mhm.
I'm hoping we basically get to see 7 times something Timon would do. I think that would be
Oh.
so cool if they went that like very artsy. I
Mhm.
would think it would be legendary if they could do that.
Here's what I think, right? This can go two ways.
Mhm.
There's a positive outcome and a negative outcome. The big brain positive outcome here is we basically get Avengers, right?
That's true.
Mhm.
It could be the collab of the century. It could be wonderful. You know, it could be everything we've ever dreamt of. You know, all the groups coming together, doing their thing. It could be wonderful. It could be great. It could also lead to a negative outcome, where
Which
we're
is?
like, why did they collab? You know, like,
I'm not that worried,
Mhm.
to be honest.
Here's the thing. I see fans worried left and right all over the place in Korea. I don't know about iFans. People are
Mhm.
like, yo, you have way too many talents. You have
Right.
the
Yep.
NCT thing already. Why don't you just try to do what you're doing already and do a decent job of it? You know, like, instead of being more ambitious, like, do what you're doing with a little more effort instead of, you know, making these new business ventures. And I'm like, that is also a pretty valid point.
Maybe me and the iFans are just like way too hypebeast about this, but I'm so excited for this.
SM needs to hire more people. That's all I'm.
No, I think this is such a big shakeup, and it's gonna, if it works, every company's gonna start doing this.
Look. It could be Avengers. It could be Justice League. I don't know which one it is. It could be either.
The thing is,
I'm gonna trust that at least the top 3, right? So Taemin, Kai, Baekhyun, the leaders essentially, right? The veterans of the group.
Mhm.
I think if it was not gonna be good, they wouldn't do it.
The thing is, okay, for me, it's not really a fear, but it's just a sense of confusion as to why, because SM has done project groups before,
Mhm.
and to me, it feels like maybe it's never intended as a one-time thing, but it ends up being that, because as I mentioned, there was that one group, X Step, and there was also SM The Ballad, right, which was all
my
vocalists,
God.
like top tier vocalists. It was great, it was amazing, but they released one album and then that was it. So I don't know. It's not that I'm afraid that there will be any bad outcome. It's just why now?
But would you rather get this not happen or happen though? You rather have it happen.
The thing is, I haven't even been thinking about it. It's very out of left field for me.
I think
I want it to happen. I just don't want it to trickle down into other groups and have like worse
Mm,
treatment for NCT, for example. Like,
I hope not.
I don't know
hope
how I don't know how this could lead to worse treatment for NCT. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
I think the concern would be from NCT fans is that Taeyong and Mark are already very notable members,
Mhm.
right? So they're just being pushed even more. Like Mark's been in almost every single unit. So I don't know. I could see that concern coming from NCT.
Man, y'all are
fan.
like, y'all
I
are
don't know.
making me depressed
Pretty
about this.
Expectations low.
I took a personality test today, and it compares your personalities to Winnie the Pooh characters.
You're Eeyore, aren't you?
Eeyore.
No, I got Piglet, who's worried about everything. So
Oh.
that's me, everybody.
I will trust in SM to do something epic with this. They gave us Wendy and John Legend. I'm sure this will be fine. That's my take
It
on
will
this.
be good. It will be good. Yeah.
Yeah. No Justice League, please.
You guys do not sound assured about this. Well, like, Jesus. I did not think you would react like this. But
I'm excited. Yeah.
but let's move on to Produce X101. Vote manipulation controversy escalates. So, Cybercrime Unit initiates search and seizure investigation inside Mnet's office building. So on July 31st, I'm going to name it again. The Cyber Investigation Team of the Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency carried out a raid on the company, saving the SMS voting data and the office of Produce X101 production crew at the headquarters of CJ ENM in I think it's a Sangnam Ward.
Sangamdong.
Samangdong Ward, Seoul. Representatives from the Cyber Crimes Unit seized various pieces of evidence directly related to this investigation. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So, additionally, Produce X101 viewers file a lawsuit against the show and they request a thorough investigation. So, on August 1st, a representative from the MAST Law and Consulting announced that 271 viewers of the show, all of whom paid to vote by text messaging during the show's live finale, would be filing a lawsuit later that year. Plaintiffs state, "We are hoping to prevent similar incidents in the future by clearly uncovering the truth about these specific suspicions of vote manipulation. Accordingly, we urge the prosecutor's office to thoroughly investigate the matter and deliver a strict punishment." They added, "If the show simply had released the raw data of the voting results from the beginning of this controversy, there would not have been any problem." And I completely agree with that.
Is this like a class action lawsuit? Do you know?
I don't know how Korea works, but it seems like that would be the equivalent in the U.S. justice system.
Man, imagine that 8-year-old getting that like money, the money from like voting like half a year ago.
So, from the first article where they initiated a search and seizure, it's basically like, you know, when you watch Korean drama and the police raid a building, that's essentially what happened. Like they raided it and took all the laptops, was what I'm guessing.
Escalated.
Imagine them like running in with the blue boxes.
Yeah,
They're always blue boxes.
And Korea really has a culture of, if the police come, you kind of like hide. You know what I mean? Like in America, if the police come, you just let them do it. But from what we see in the Korean dramas and what happens actually in Korea is like there's a lot of like resistance to police coming into your building and stuff. So I'm sure it was like an absolute clown fiesta in that building.
Clown fiesta.
Yes, a clown fiesta.
Nah, SM be clowning. So catch them.
SM, isn't it CJ?
Sorry, Mnet.
SM,
Oh, wow.
man, you're so
Mnet.
negative about SM these days.
I'm clowning.
All right,
That's
but-
what it is.
Yeah, so that happened there. That's kind of crazy. We'll have to see what happens. So lastly, in terms of the big news, we got an update on Twice's Mina. So Mina is back in Korea and she was accompanied by her mother. So on the afternoon of August 1st, Twice's Mina entered Korea via Incheon International Airport. After landing, the female idol attracted attention while she had a lowered head under a bucket hat holding her mother's hand. Earlier, JYP announced Mina's absence during Twice's world tour due to anxiety issues. So that is the North American section and the Japanese portion of the tour. After she arrived in Korea, JYP Entertainment shared an update on her and explains her return to Korea. So they said, Mina's return to Korea is not due to special reason or scheduled activity. As revealed previously, she is currently resting due to health reason and it is difficult for her to participate in scheduled activities during the world tour. So they continue. Another source stated, "We are hoping for her speedy recovery. We shall share updates if there are any changes regarding her schedules in the future." So we know she's back in Korea, but there's no update on her rejoining Twice in terms of the schedules.
She just needs to focus on rest.
Health.
I saw the pictures.
It was kind of rough. It was rough.
Man.
She said.
My heart kind of like dropped like 3 centimeters.
Yeah.
It just.
I'm kind of pissed that they like swarmed her at the airport too.
Yeah, that too. Like, why would you do to a sick person? Leave him alone. Leave her alone. She clearly doesn't want to.
She's already struggling
Right.
with anxiety in front of cameras, and then there's a gajillion reporters. It's not a great scene in general.
Did you see her mother like holding her
Yeah.
hand? I was like, oh man, that breaks my heart.
But I hope the best for her, whether that's rejoining twice or not. If that unfortunately happens,
Right.
obviously as a
Please
Twice
be
fan, I'd be
person.
very sad. But I completely understand. It's what's best for her.
Right.
Take her
But-
time. Nobody's in a rush here. Take her time.
Yeah, completely take your time. In other big follow-ups, a man was arrested and under this as he's suspected of killing Samuel Kim's father.
Oh.
Mm.
So according to Sin Embargo, which is a Mexican news source, police arrested someone who's known as Roberto N., who is age 50, and have been investigated him over the alleged murder. He is suspected of beating Samuel's father, Jose, I don't know how to pronounce the last name properly. Arredondo. Yes.
Arredondo.
Yep. That Samuel was dead to death on July 15th in the victim's home in Surf Baja, California, which is in southern Mexico. He was found with signs of blunt force trauma. Crazy.
Well, I'm glad they're going on with the
Justice.
investigation.
People are saying that
Yeah.
there was more people involved than just this guy too. That's what the other sources are stating. Another big
Okay,
follow-up in
yeah.
terms of negative news, Daesung listed his problematic building up for sale for 40 billion Korean won, which is 33 million US. So he would be making a profit on the building, which is kind of strange. And additionally, this broke today. The building was also raided today.
Oh,
Huh.
all right.
So
Loot
we'll
boxes
have to-
everywhere.
We'll have to see what happens in that. But okay, so let's finish the depressing news. We got quick takes. This is happy news. Let's get happy for the last 5 minutes. So Sunmi confirmed to be preparing a comeback in August.
Yay.
On July 30th, reports emerged that Sunmi was preparing for an August comeback. A source from her agency Make Us Entertainment confirmed the news and added, Sunmi is currently working on her new album with the goal of releasing it in late August. After releasing the album, she will partake in broadcast promotional activities. So that's exciting. Also, X1 is set to release debut mini album on August 27th. We knew that they were
Wow.
going to debut on August 27th at the Sky Dome in Korea, but we did not know that we would be getting a full mini album in like less than 2 months
Wow.
after they finished the show.
That's fast.
It's really fast.
Very fast.
Lastly, we got more SM news. So netizens were touched after seeing FX perform on stage for the first time in over 3 years.
Yay. Awesome.
So
Thank you.
It was only
Thank you
Crystal,
for-
Amber, and Luna because you know the messy situation with Victoria. So it was just the three, but that's better than nothing. 3 is greater than 0. So they performed at SM Town Live in 2019 in Tokyo, and they performed actually a pretty decent set list. I think it was 3 to 4 songs. Man, but it's been
wow.
3 years since we've seen them together. That's a hell of a long time. But it's at least good to see. Hopefully they get another release at some point. You know what I mean?
I'm
At
praying.
this point, I'm just glad that they're getting recognized anyhow at all.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in terms of so that's all the news. There was a lot of it, but upcoming releases. All right, Warren, hold yourself for a little bit. Okay. On Tuesday, we got JBJ95 and also Fanatics. On Wednesday, we have Intuit and the debut of Rocket Punch.
Oh my god.
What is the song name, Warren? Let everyone know.
Bim bam boom ba ba.
Okay. And lastly,
God,
on
what
Wednesday, August 7th, we have the comeback of Wakey Makey. But okay, we do have a question still. Today we're going really long.
Yes,
Let's
you
try to
do.
do this quite quickly.
Jam-packed episode. Great.
So this
Let's
is
do
a
it.
question from friend of the podcast, Derek. So this is his question. It's pretty humorous. After months of Naruto run-induced training, you successfully escaped from Area 51 with your alien. As you drive home, you want to show the joy that is K-pop. What are 3 K-pop shows you want to show your alien? So that whole thing is in reference to, there's this meme going around in America right now where I think sometime in September, they want kids to storm Area 51, which is a classified military base, while Naruto running. So
And we're all doing it, right? Right? You guys are coming
I
up.
already booked my ticket
No!
Yeah, same.
to I think Nevada
Don't go, guys.
somewhere. I don't know where
Anita,
it
I was gonna buy you new shoes so we can all do a
No.
Naruto run together.
is. But so let's talk about the 3 songs we want to show our alien. So for me, I want to become friends with the alien, right? I want to show them my taste of K-pop music. So the 3 songs I'm gonna show them are Red Velvet's Peekaboo,
Oh.
NCT U's The Seventh Sense, And finally, Twice's Heart, Not Love, Shaker. That's the
my God.
song. I want
That's
this alien. I
interesting.
want to become homies with the alien. Those are probably my 3 favorite K-pop songs of the recent era, I would call it, right? Within the last like 5 years. And
Yeah.
those are my recommendations. All right. How about Warren?
What if Johnny the Alien doesn't like your songs? What are you gonna do then?
I mean,
That's
just because
dangerous.
we don't like the same songs doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Alright, well, I'm gonna be showing them. I'm imagining that wherever Johnny the Alien is from, they don't have that there are kind of visual like appeal, right?
Oh.
So I'm gonna pull my phone out, be like, yo, check out these music videos. And I'm gonna start off by showing them G by SojuTalk Girl Generation.
That was
I think
that was my first ever K-pop song that I got into.
Yeah, that's like a
consider
legendary
that.
music video. Yeah. I'll show them that, and I'll show them Gangnam Style by Psy. Yes, that's K-pop. Yes,
Yep. Legendary. These are all legendaries
Legendary.
on your list.
legendary, funny music video. We're just showing it to him, and it's gonna be like, wow, it's funny, even though it's like 7 years old. Ha! And then he's gonna see Blood, Sweat, and Tears by BTS, and he's gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's
oh,
my favorite BTS song. by
Man,
far.
you humans have beautiful art. Oh.
All right, Anita, give us your recommendations for this new alien friend of yours.
Okay, I took more of the history of K-pop type of route. So I kind of picked like first generation K-pop and like middle, like second, third kind of, and then fourth. So for first, I chose HOT's Candy.
Ooh.
And I guess the reason why I chose it is because it's, even though it's been like over 10 years since it was released, I feel like it's been covered so many times that even if you don't know who HOT is,
You've heard the song.
you've probably seen someone cover this.
Shout out to the
sometime,
OGs.
right? Yes, it's a great song. I really like the song. So I would show them this just to show them like how it all started. And then
You
I
would
would
show him the
show them.
picture of current Moonijun, and then we'd be like, what happened here? Sorry, go on.
And then I would show them 21's I Am the Best. So I think this song in particular kind of encompasses that early 2010 sound that
does
was
so much.
super popular at the time. And I don't know, I just feel like this song was also really, really popular. I think I don't know what variety show I watched, but like little kids knew this song. Like they were not, they might have not even been alive when this song was created, but they knew of this song. So I think it's iconic enough, and I don't know, it encompasses a lot of what was really popular at the time. And then lastly, I also chose BTS Blood, Sweat, and Tears because I think I don't know, for me, this signaled like the shift of like the worldwide phenomenon that became with BTS. I also considered doing like DNA just because it also seemed like a lot of people were covering that song in particular, and the dance was super popular. But yes, I would definitely show them BTS as the most recent phase of K-pop that has gone global.
All right, so those are the songs we would show our alien. Let us know what you guys would. It's so weird saying like show your alien friend, but I guess that was the question. So shout out to Derek for giving us this one. But all right, this was a long episode, but this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. I'm Doug, and I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me over this past year. Shout out to them. Once again, please like, subscribe, comment down below, leave us feedback and questions at sojutalkpodcast@gmail.com. Take us on the road or to work with iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Join the SojuTalk Podcast.
Yes.
Wait, join the
Podcord.
SojuTalk Discord. I'm fatigued. It's been a long podcast. It's lit over there. I'm excited for the next year. I'm excited for episode 50. We have tons planned, but we will see you next time. Bye.
Go check out my rapper tier list video.
Rocket Punch. Woo!